talk a little. Let's talk about the 24 under 24 on MLSsoccer.com. Every year, just to explain to anybody who doesn't know, Major League Soccer comes out with its best 24 soccer players in the league, under 24 years old. It's always controversial because there's quite a few promising young players in this league right now.
Yeah, it's a good list this year.
And what's controversial about it is usually there are always 1, 2, 3 guys left off the list, and people have no clue how it happened. They've unveiled 14 players so far, I believe.
I think they're up to 10. Yeah,
up to 10?
As we speak.
Up to the top 10.
Yeah.
So they've unveiled 14 players. No TFC players yet.
No.
Do any get on that list?
I think Marky Delgado is going to go.
Okay, that's who I thought would too.
I think he has a few fans at MLS HQ, and so looking at some of the guys who are 22nd, 23rd, I really can't see him missing out. So he's going to place pretty well, I think, because Christian Roller and Yamil Assad, they're already out of the hat. So it's kudos to him.
I always kind of smile about it because I say the same thing, and I say that people around the league don't watch Toronto FC, and I think it's a fair remark because TFC's not on national TV in the States all that often, so you have to go out of your way to watch. The same way I don't get to see San Jose that much because it's on the West Coast. I'm tucking the wife into bed, so it's it's too late for me. But if a TFC player doesn't get on that list, what does it say about the list?
It's a bad list. Like Delgado should absolutely be.
I mean, Alex Bono should be on the list.
Bono has a very good claim as well, yeah.
And
Jesse Gonzalez is on there.
Jesse Gonzalez is on there, and I think that's just from name recognition at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. And you even look at Raheem.
But Raheem slowed down a little bit.
He has
through the season. I don't know if he's kind of fallen out of favor a bit.
I don't know exactly what the criteria are, but I guess if you're looking at it potential-wise as well as this season, he has a claim on it. I think so. I think
I used to be a voter in the process, and it's pretty complicated. They ask you to talk to identify a bunch of different points about why the player deserves to be on the list and vote. Most of the people on the list, I think it's a good collection of people voting, reporters and people at MLS headquarters. But like I said, they always leave 1 or 2 guys off the list. Who's on the list right now that shouldn't be?
Maybe Matarrita being at 15, having not played this year, is
that's crazy.
Probably a bit too high. Again, I don't know how much this year's form specifically plays into the list, but I think that's a bit high. I'm trying to remember who's in the 20s.
I think Gonzalez was in the 20s.
Yeah, he was somewhere around there.
Okay, so another big surprise. We'll go from that big surprise to another big surprise. What's been, as the league winds down, what's been your biggest surprise, just league-wide?
League-wide? I think I've been impressed with...
It's like story of the year.
Okay, this probably isn't story of the year, but I would say one surprise. Real Salt Lake looked like a really good team all of a sudden, and they've kind of risen right up the table, could get in the playoffs. And they were a disaster at the start.
You kind of got to tip your hat to the management over there because they get rid of Jeff Cassar really early in the season, and most people would have written him off then and said, "All right, change of the guard right off the season." But they're making a run at the playoffs, and wouldn't surprise to find them in it. And I think you can go back to that and say they took a chance on bringing Mike Pecky in, and it's worked.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe just a change of culture.
There's kind of some hallmarks of the old Real Salt Lake where they're finding talent that isn't costing them too much. You look at a guy like Rusnak who really has class. So yeah, I've been impressed with them.
You guess what my biggest surprise is?
Atlanta?
No, come on.
Not really a surprise anymore.
No. The LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
And how bad they are.
Yeah.
People talk about payroll a lot and how TFC is only a good team because it has the highest payroll in the league. LA Galaxy have a pretty high payroll.
Yeah, they're the anti-TFC in some ways in that they have absolutely nothing around their high-paid guys. And
it's a bit of a shame because I really like Romain Alessandrini a lot. 10 goals, 10 assists this season. He's always buzzing about. He's had a really good season, and it's been kind of bottled up in this disaster that's in LA, and who knows what they're going to do. Is Ziggy Schmidt going to stay on? Whether they won like one time with him since he came in. I mean, the LA Galaxy, they could be in a bit of trouble with LAFC coming in and what's going on out there.
Yeah, if they start well, then you could definitely have a changing of the guard a little bit in LA.